I tell you more than the defense. You just ask me about the defense, I give you everything. Wes?
Well,
Wes? James is back. David? Danny? And Miles? Okay, so you have the back four. Andy and Jason? Barry? Emerson? And Martin? And Joe Garden. So you have it all.
that's your team.
You want more? It's not enough? That's our first 11 for tomorrow.
Who's the left back? Sorry.
Oh, Miles. Miles, yeah. Miles is from the youth system. So it's, from Malta? Yeah, so.
So presumably Clint Hill out, Lee Wallace out.
Lee Wallace should be finishing his surgery right now. So maybe for the next 3 to 4 weeks will be out of the team.
What's his surgery?
It's maybe the doctor will pass you the report. It's better it's more technical than my side.
Stomach problems.
Yeah. It's on the stomach area. It's not being stomach problems. Yeah, more or less than that.
More or less out for the rest of the season?
No, I said 3 to 4 weeks out. It can still celebrating with us by the end of the season.
Do you hope that he will be back for the semi-final?
I hope for him to be back to be celebrating with us. That means further than the semi-final. It's our captain.
Clint Hill, what's his?
No, Clint. He felt something on his calf on the half time. He's still struggling with it, so we tried to recover him totally to Sunday. So as Rob. So Rob felt the same on his knee. It's something that is bringing along. I mean, we already get it since we arrived here, but maybe since the beginning of this season. So we need to know how to deal with it. But the question is not. It's not important which players are out or which players are in. It's important that the players that we are going to have starting the game, so as the players that are going to start on the bench, are players so as all the others that we trust, that we believe, that we have total confidence. And that's the most important thing. I mean, after all, we are Rangers. And one squad from Rangers, so as the youth players that we have from Rangers, they need to be ready. They need to be ready when this chance is coming. And this is the moment. So I just pass the confidence and the trust to the guys. Okay, now go outside, go there and enjoy and do your work. Take your chance. Enjoy it. So that is all about. Sometimes the things arrive because you plan everything in advance and you have time to organize these small changes or more changes than usual. Other times the things are coming just like that. And this is the moment. We need to understand it, but we need to face it the same way.
What are you expecting from the game tomorrow, given that you've had 2 home games already? This one, for a number of reasons, will be very different.
Very different, and we expect, of course, a difficult match. I don't think that is about the surface. Maybe you can add some points also on the surface, but it is not the main point. The main point it's about the quality of the team that we are facing. The moments that they are passing through now. I used to say that football is about moment, and because we know that the data or the results we had compared on which we call the home advantage or playing away, it's a little bit different. So it's our first one playing away. I already passed that information to the players that for me playing away or playing home, it's exactly the same thing. 3 points is really what matters, and we need to get on the game with just having that thought, knowing the opponent, knowing that it's going to be difficult, knowing that we trust in ourselves, and knowing that we need to fight for the 3 points since the very beginning until the end of the game.
Pedro, you've been here almost 4 weeks now. Are you getting Are you getting a grasp on where the strength and weakness of this squad lies and where you're going to have to improve on it in the summer?
That's what we are trying to do now in a daily basis with the players that we have, because first of all we need to assess and know very, very well the players that we have. I used to say that behind the football player you have a human being, you have a social man, and it's very important to know him depth, because I cannot dissociate the football player from the man he is. And we are assessing to that. We are assessing to that on a daily basis. We are assessing to that on the training sessions. And the best scenario to assess it's on the match conditions. When we face difficult situations in different scenarios, when the things are easier, so everything is okay. But when the things come and you have to face some sort of problems, so you know in reality the character of the players that you have. And I do believe that it's very important for us to have players with character. I mean, this is a massive club. This is a huge club. Not all the players can be Rangers players. So from here until the end of the season, we are assessing on it. We are assessing on the youth system players that we can bring over. We are assessing on the Scottish players that maybe can have this sort of profile in order to come here. And of course, we are also assessing about the knowledge I have from foreigner players, which I work, which I watch playing, which I have a lot of information in order to take the decision. So those are the 4 points that we are looking on a daily basis. Of course, much more focus in what you have inside your home, your home, in order to take the decisions on the next couple of months until the end of the season.
You're also giving David his chance tomorrow night. Is that with a view to assessing him before next season? You obviously have Philippe.
No, Philippe is injured. Philippe cannot be with us for this match. He was on the bench, and it is important for you to know these situations. As you also know that the substitutions in the half time on the last game was, some of them, one at least was in our mind to do it, but all the others we were forced to do it. So Philippe, because we were not having any centre half on the bench, he was not fit at all. He was coming from one recovery process, which was at that moment not concluded. And he was a very brave guy in order to go with us, and we know that we can count on him on 10 to 20 minutes. But after that, we have a day off. We restart on Monday, and he fell. So he got injured again. Sorry?
Which injury does he have?
He's having something on the calf as well. So it's something that is bothering him since long time, before we arrive here. And he's struggling with that, so he's out as well. So that's the reason why Philippe was the option directly for this game. He cannot be. Rob cannot be as well. Clint cannot be as well. So we have Danny, and we have David, and we have Aidan from the youth system, which is going to be with us also on the bench.
What's Rob's issue?
Rob's issue is some knee issue. I mean, I think you know it better than me. I'm just arriving 3 weeks ago, but this is the pattern that those players have, and we need to know this reality in order to organize the training session and planning everything in order for them to have stimulations, the stimulation that they may have on the training session in order to have them for the matches. So it's something that we need to manage also on this process.
Does Lee Hodgson still have fever, or is he recovered from that? Or
He still have something. You know that it's a physiological thing. When someone is playing with fever, the injury risks raises too much. And if you are playing a competitive game, even if it's 45 minutes, so the depletion is higher than all the others. So you have less water, and which means that the muscular contraction and relaxation easy, so you can be on the limit of injury. And what you feel after that is not a normal recover. So you are going to need more than 72 hours to recover, because you are under those conditions, so you need more time. We give him yesterday, we give him today in order to rest and recover totally. Maybe tomorrow he's coming here and start doing something, but he's also out of the list for tomorrow's game.
Pedro, you said to Lee Wallace 3 to 4 weeks. What do you reckon Rob Cameron and Clint Hill, when do you expect them to return?
I expect them to be ready for Sunday match. That's what I expect. So it was Rob. Maybe we could use him tomorrow, but it was not 100%. And I want to have players that are 100%. Only if I don't have any other options. So clean everything in order to be ready for Sunday.
Where are you with regard to your search for a Scottish coach?
I'm in the end of the process, but because this week it's a busy week, and I said on the previous week that I was not going to talk nothing about that point along this week, because I just want to be focused on the matches, and the week after maybe for sure we'll have the announcement.
Next week.
Next week.
What can you tell us about Kenny Miller in terms of whether he'll be at the club next season?
I tell you already, so all these guys that are within the group and within the squad are being assessed by us. So we have players here that maybe they have contract until 2020, but Kenny is having contract until the end of this next 2 months. So all of them are in the same conditions right away. At this moment, all of them are in the same conditions, because it doesn't matter if they have contract or not, because I will decide it if they will continue or not. So they are in the same conditions, but different than the guys that we are scouting on the Scottish players, than the guys that we are scouting on the foreigner level, and the guys that we are also scouting and analyzing on the youth system. So on the next 2 months, I hope to have that decision. And of course, the players are going to be the first one to know it on a 1v1 situation.
He's indicated he thinks it might be the end of his Rangers career.
That's what he may think, so as all the others. But I'm the one who choose the right time to tell him, so as tell him all the others if I count or not with them.
And you know, by not signing up now, even if you wanted to, he's free to sign for another club?
Totally. He is free from doing it since January, not just from now.
Sure.
Pedro, you have to be ruthless when you're doing this assessment of the squad. If there's players here that you believe aren't up to the standard, they will have to be moved on in order to improve the squad going forward.
Yeah, I think you need to be divided in 2 points. First of all, coming here and assess by one side, and by the other side, you need to take results from them. So what I'm trying to get it's results on a daily basis, performance, and at the same time assessing. So that's what I'm trying to get combined, results with assessment. That's what we are looking for, definitely.
But when it comes to reshaping your squad, moving players on and off, will you have to take a ruthless approach? If there's players you can't have any room for sentiment, if there's players that have been here for a long time, if you don't believe that they've...
I'm getting your point. Look, I'm a guy that really believe in the people that you work with. But in my position, I need to take decisions. So I need to understand that it's a footballer, and there's the man, is a father, so maybe it's the head of the family. I need to understand all of those situations. So that's when I will have sure about my final decision. I'm the first one to go and tell directly to that person what is going to be my decision, not from no one.
Sorry, slightly different circumstances for Emerson Hyndman because he's on loan.
So as John.
Sorry? And John, of course. Does that change your thinking, or will they also be at the end of the next 2 months?
When I have players in my squad, so I don't divide them in groups and say, those are the Scottish players, those are players on loan, those are players that are finishing the contract now, those are the international players. I mean, all my players are my players and they are in the same level. So I'm not making difference in those sort of players. Maybe they are in different conditions. For me, they are all Rangers players right now. And I'm still assessing in all of them. If, let's suppose, we want to extend or we want to buy Emerson or John, which are under loan contracts now, it's going to be the same. So I'm going to them and I'm going to spoke that we want him, and of course the club will take all the process in order to keep it with us. So that's the situation it is. All of them are in the same position. So that's what really matters for us as a team, not as an individual groups or plays in different positions. And I'm the one who need to manage and deal with all of that, of course. But in my eyes, they are always in the same level.